Hey guys, welcome back to another impressions video. Today I'm gonna talk about this game right here, Batman Arkham Origins for the Nintendo Wii U, a game that I received as a gift during Christmas, and I finally got around into beating this game, and I was very excited because I'm a pretty big fan of the Batman Arkham games, and I have to say that this game impressed me quite a lot. And one of the reasons why I was very interested into playing this game was the fact that it got a lot of criticism from longtime fans of the series. I think one of the main complaints was the people being skeptical about the developer of the game, because Rocksteady, which is the developer that worked in the previous two games, did not work on this game at all. So a lot of people were, I guess, skeptical. But the good news is that this is a very solid game. However, I do have to agree with some of the criticisms out there that this game feels way too much or way too similar to the previous two entries in the series, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, and I do have to agree with that. This game, from a gameplay and from a visual point of view, is basically a copy-paste of the previous two games in the series. So for me, that didn't really bother me because I absolutely love the series, and for me, if it's not broken, you know, there's no really need to fix what's not broken, right? But I do understand if somebody had a gripe with the way the gameplay was in this game. I can completely understand, because you know, some people get you know, tired of the same type of gameplay and combat system. Now, the story in this game, it's one of the highest points in my opinion, because this game is the first in the timeline of the Arkham series, and you play as a young and I guess inexperienced Batman, if you will, and you get to see his character develop throughout the game, how he gets stronger, and he just becomes a little bit more confident, and he's still learning about, you know, how to approach, you know, the bad guys, if you will. And the game starts with Black Mask setting up a bounty, like he's gonna pay anybody that kills Batman like $50 million. So you have all these villains from Gotham City, obviously, you know, going out there and looking out for you. But the game does have some major developments in the story that I'm not gonna spoil, but let me just say that this game does a very beautiful job of setting up the events of Arkham Asylum. It almost feels like the script of this game was written beforehand, and maybe that's the case, but this game does a very good job in a smooth job in preparing, you know, the events of Arkham Asylum between this game. So the story, one of the highest points. Now I also really enjoy the setting of this game. This game takes place in Gotham City, and it takes place around Christmas, or takes place at Christmas Eve. So you have this contrast of the, you know, the architecture and the dark setting of Gotham City, you know, very dark themes, but at the same time the city is decorated with Christmas lights. So you have that contrast between darkness and, you know, eerie environment with, you know, the colorfulness of and joy of Christmas. So it reminded me of Batman Returns, you know, the movie directed by Tim Burton in the early 90s, I believe, which is one of my favorite Batman films. And it really reminded me of that movie, the way the city is decorated and, you know, the overall feel of the city. So I think this game, it's a winner in terms of story and the setting. Now the combat system is the same. It's a copy and paste. For me, that's actually great, because I love the combat system in the Batman Arkham games. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think the Batman Arkham games have one of the best, if not the best, combat system out of any video game in history. And the good thing about the free flow combat system, as they call it, is that it's very easy to learn, but it's extremely challenging and hard to master. And you know, you can get through the game by knowing the basics, but at the same time, the fun and addicting part about the combat system is learning and mastering the system, you know, getting those combos changed together, using every possible attack, every possible move combination that you can possibly to increase your score. And then you start challenging yourself. How big of a combo can I get by beating these guys up? Can I beat these guys in one single combo? Can I beat these guys without getting hit at all? So it becomes really addicting, and once you become very good at it, you start challenging yourself, and of course you get rewarded by being good at this game, because the better you do, the more points you get. And this game has some, I guess you can say, some light RPG elements, in the sense that you get experience points, and you can use those experience points to purchase new skills for Batman. Now the game is, similarly to the previous two entries, is divided into combat sequences and stealth sequences. So the game does a pretty good job of introducing a balance between the combat system, or the combat areas, if you will, where you have to just beat enemies, brute force, and then the game also introduces a lot of areas where you have to use stealth, and it's the same old, but it's fun. For me, at least, it was fun and an enjoyable experience, but I can definitely understand the criticism from people that may already start feeling a little bit tired of the same thing. So a valid criticism, but in my opinion, this game has a very good chance of being my favorite Arkham game. I still have to think about it a little bit. I loved Arkham City, and this game is very similar to Arkham City in the sense that it's an open world game. You can travel to any location, you can get distracted by side quests, if you will. You can tackle sub-missions or side quests, and then just to give you an idea, I beat the game and my completion marker was at 27%, and it took me 18 hours to beat this game. And at 18 hours I only done 27% of the game, so I obviously completed the main story mode 100%, and then I did some other side quests or sub-missions, if you will, but it just goes to show you how big and engrossing this game is. This can easily be a 50 to 60 hour game if you go for like every sub-mission, if you go for every collectible. So there's a lot of content in this game. Now the soundtrack, as always, remains amazing. Again, a little bit of the same, but for me, it helps set the mood for the Arkham, for the Batman atmosphere, if you will. And regarding the Wii U version, I asked for the Wii U version as a gift because I knew it was the cheaper version. However, because this is a cheaper version, I think it retails for $10 less than the regular PS3 and 360 version, but it does not have the online multiplayer mode. So if you think you're gonna be interested in trying out that mode, then you should by all means get the PlayStation 3 and the 360 version. And unfortunately, a few days ago, Warner Brothers announced that they will no longer support the DLC content for the Wii U version. So another developer shrugging off the Wii U, unfortunately. But in a way it makes sense, I guess, because sales, I'm assuming, have been very poor for this game, which is a shame. But I did enjoy the Wii U version for what it is. It does have some really cool gamepad, unique features. You can play the game anywhere at home, and you have your map. You can look at your moves and map in the gamepad, which I really like. I got used to that by playing Arkham City because I have the Armored Edition for the Wii U. So in terms of performance, the Wii U version has a lower frame rate than the PlayStation 3 and the 360 version, but no screen tearing. So that's a big but, because I hate screen tearing, and I'll take a few lower frames per second, and if I'm not gonna get a screen tearing, and that's the good news about this version, no screen tearing. But the frame rate does drop every now and then, but it's nothing that is gonna deter from the overall enjoyment of the game. So like I said, a very enjoyable game. I think I'm gonna wait. I still have to play the Arkham, I think it's called Blackgate, which is the handheld version that was released not too long ago for the 3DS and the Vita. So I wanna purchase that and play that, and then maybe I'm gonna do like an overview of the series, going over each game and deciding which one is my favorite. But as of now, this game has a very, very good chance of becoming my favorite Arkham game. It's between this and Arkham City, because both games are open world. Both games have a lot of content, and they're just fun to play. And I'd say definitely give this game a chance if you're a fan of Batman, because the story is very, very good. And you know, the game is long. It has a lot of replay value, and probably you're better off buying the PlayStation 3 or 360 version. But I'm pretty happy with the Wii U version because of the gamepad exclusive features and whatnot. So yeah, Batman Arkham Origins for the Nintendo Wii U, a great game. If you enjoy beat 'em ups, definitely give this one a go, even if you're not a Batman fan. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all later.